Hello and welcome. I'm Smeagol1999 and today it's a double bill of 1-2-1 gameplay, of course recorded by me in this first game, or played by me. In this first game I'm in a platoon with Rex, as you can see there in his 13105. Can admire my pretty mark of excellence, and I'm working towards the second, as you can see right here. That's my current progress. So looking at the players, there is nobody of note that I can see. I think Dread might know of them, I don't know, maybe. They're not a top clan at least, I know that. So looking at the lineups, it's an M454 and 50B, E100, two E5s, E5, so fairly balanced, all not great tanks, nothing I need to worry about. That was a terrible shot on my part and led to Rex losing a lot more hit points than he needed to. And then I also exposed myself to the Sheridan, who luckily doesn't take advantage of it because he's not great apparently. Platoon with artillery in E5. So onto the TDs. A 183, a Foch B, two grills, 45 grill, Jaegeru. We have a they have a 2684, so they have the tier 11 advantage. 103B, E4, and a WZ. So that E4 they have would give them a heavy tank advantage. However, everything else, I'd say we have the TD advantage and the tier 11 advantage. I've already said. As for lights, we have two 13105s. They have a 13105 and a Sheridan, who the Sheridan is using the HE gun, so light attack advantage definitely goes to them. This E4 doesn't know I exist, so pump one into him and bounce it off his turret, of course. And just going to look for another one. Bounce another one from him. Also took a grill shot into the side in my tracks, which is wonderful. We all know the 121 is a very armoured tank. Get the kill, good. And now pull back, so I just took a shot from that E5. I don't want to take any more damage. That's two. M4, who luckily he low rolled only for 600. And that's how I lose, what, 75% of my hit points in 10-20 seconds flat just to kill an E5. Hindsight is 2020, definitely was not worth that, although from here I get to shoot into the 2684. No, not quite. Just holding still, looking for an opportunity. 907 behind me, that's not good. One into the Foch B. Nice, set him on fire for a good chunk of damage. Looking for the finishing blow. Beautiful. And it misses. So now I'm going to keep running away because I don't want to fight a 907 when I'm a two-shot for him. He just killed one of our guys. There he is behind us. I should have kept running here. This is a mistake on my part, but this was played very late at night and I was sleepy, looking for shots into their heavy tanks, so I'm just going to keep running away. So E100 is there, and I know for a fact that he's going to need help against this E5. Or he can just drive into the E5 and kill himself. Totally his choice. Once again, I'm very, very low hit points, but I know this guy's a terrible player, so I feel more than comfortable just pushing into him like that. 13105 asked in chat 121 question mark, talking to me. Presume he wanted me to go in on the 907 with him, despite me being a two-shot for the 907, meaning I die in 10 seconds flat. So run from the E5. Good, got safe. And now it's just a matter of waiting and seeing what happens from here. So the Sheridan's pushing into me. 3-1 into him. And my gun takes it. That is extremely lucky. Haven't repaired my gun yet because I want to hold it just in case I need it to get out of this or something. He pushes into me, trying to block me so the two heavy tanks behind me can get me. And I just sneak just in and around the corner. Another one into the Sheridan. Now turn him around, use him as cover, checking if the grill can shoot me or not. Finish off the Sheridan. Immediately get around him so I can use him as cover if I need to fight any of these. Take one from the arty because I was definitely camping too hard. Face hugging a Sheridan for 15 seconds. And now the 907 up next. Turn around, got a damaged ammo rack so I need to make this shot count. Aiming, killed. Good. Bang. And finished off by the artillery because of course I stopped for 8 seconds, which is far too long that my 4000 damage game had to be ended because I was obviously camping too hard. Either way, wonderful fun brawl, unfortunately ruined by a special kind of clicker right there. Thanks for watching. Welcome back, time for the second replay, this time on Fjords. So, once again in my 1-2-1, looking at all the players, the only one of note is Gondarius down here from Villain in his 430, so that clan is worth taking note of. Now to analyse, I'm up against an E50M, which is I will give the advantage to the 50M, although it's quite close. So a grill versus a 4005, an E4 versus a grill, so luckily we have an E4, which means we have the heavy tank advantage. They have the 4005 and the grill, and we have a grill, so they have a TD advantage. And the big scary 4005 with the dumb gun. And also it's a 411 matchmaking, so there's an artillery there, but they're not tanks, so we don't count them. Now looking at the TN9s, there's a 705 and a Conqueror of note. And this video right here, I'm working on a map series at the moment where I'm going to look at all the maps in the game and review them and point out all of the dumb broken stuff, but I need to wait for the 1.0.2 patch because they're apparently fixing a lot of the maps, and we'll see if they can actually fix this one, because it definitely needs it. So the last match, the last game was a 3000 WN8 game. Now this one is a 4000 WN8 game, so we'll see how this one goes. Well, we know it's going to go well, but worth pointing out. So my first play would normally be terrible. Now I'm pushing up a hill, most likely into hull down tanks at the top of here. However, if we lose A8, we lose the game, as Sir Foch pointed out in one of his videos a little while back on this map, who is the one that made me realise this, and ever since I've realised just how essential up here is. So there's the E50M and the other guys, which means I cannot fight it, I just need to try and fight from down here. Opened up by bouncing off a T54, then missing an E50M, so time to just chill. Making sure that I have some support with me. There's a sniping grill, and that's really all the support I have. Two E75s pushing into me, and I have the 432 behind me, who seems oblivious to these guys behind him. So, shooting into the turret of the 50M, however, unfortunately his gun has a magnet in it, so we know exactly where all them are going. A 263 now, so that's some pretty insane armour. Of course, the 432 has quite the death wish, and I've noticed that he's a terrible player considering the amount of mistakes he's made already, and I've decided to run away. We have a sniping E75 back here, and another one that's wanting to push up the hill into all these hull-down tanks and the strong 263. So we'll just leave them guys to kill themselves up there and go fight somewhere else. We've lost A8, so what that means for this map is we're more than likely going to lose. The odds are very, very much stacked against us now, so I just need to go into damage farming mode. And what that basically means, this is a bit of a meme between me and a few friends, a little joke, but basically now my priority is no longer winning the game, it's just farming as much damage as possible. So driving into a TD position, of course, because it's the best place I can be, looking for a shot into the T54. And he dies while I'm aiming. Wonderful. Should probably have snapped that in hindsight, but it's like 500 meters, wouldn't not go very well. Don't want to knock down the house, because I don't want somebody to attempt to blind fire me. I don't know how good their players are, and I don't really want to risk that, so just chilling, looking for a shot. I've got two separate angles to play off of, and there's one. Lovely. And then, because I was in the bushes, not behind them, I pull back, and I didn't get spotted. Granted, I am, 450 meters from them looking at my view range circle, so they'd need some pretty insane view range to spot me at that sort of distance. There's the U50M. That's a pretty easy shot, so throw one into him, and then pull back again, just in case. And just continue farming away. Our E75, one of them is still sniping as he was earlier, and the other one is still attempting to push into hull-down tanks. As for the rest of the map, it's a bit of a cluster of tanks down there fighting at J5, so that's a bit of a mess, no idea who's going to win that. E75 is still there at F6, where he has been for the past 4 minutes, and our T49 is still where he has been in E5 for a while. Haven't been observing him all that much, so can't tell you how long. There's a 430. Unfortunately, no shots. Just trying to play around this little barn. So, nothing to farm, and I noticed that the grill and everybody down there in the south are pushed back enough on the road that I should be able to farm them from behind. I'm going to look for a shot into the 263, but keep going. Wonderful. Unfortunately, I was too slow in making this play and this push, so I don't get to farm as much damage. E50, just about missed that shot on him. So I'm just going to keep pushing through. E75, that misses, luckily I bounce him. And now it's time to just head up onto this hill and try out this position again, because I'm adamant to make up here work, because it's, you know, it should be very good. There's a lot of advantages, but every time I try go here, it never works out. Took his track off and he just burned his repair kit, and now he's pushing into me. And, I mean, 240 Alpha, I don't know if that's the stock gun or not, I don't know this tank. Once again, I'm just putting my gun into his, hoping that it'll block it, as well as using my armor here, just farming away. We all know exactly who'd win that fight, considering I have pretty damn good turret armor, pretty decent hull armor. He has nothing on his turret, it's just a massive weak spot, and I just get to freely farm. And now time to use this position, which is the counter position to where they are. Unfortunately, it's weighted in their favour that they can get up here first most of the time, because this map is balanced. And just to farming from here. Tracked, 495 assistance, good, up to 4,000 combined. Very nearly 5, and that's a ricochet. Looking for another one. Wonderful, straight into his low plate. That E75 still hasn't moved more than maybe 20 meters, so he's definitely not a threat. I can just completely ignore him behind me and look for farm up here. Wondering if I'll be able to get a shot in him there. You can hear the turret started moving, so I went for a shot, but nah, to no avail. Instead I'm going to continue pushing up and see if there's any better positions up here. Fully aware there's a 40 or 5 somewhere, I would like to ideally try and find him. Now, my bet is he's probably down in the very balanced TD bush just down here at H9, because that's where he should be. That's where every tank on their team should be. I'm joking, but it is completely ridiculous. If ever you're attacking or defending, if ever you're defending there, go there, it's insane. Checking if he's in the usual TD position, nope, it's free. I'm not spotted, so he is in that bush right there, I'm gonna guess. Right there. Because from that you get to see through the buildings up here, you get to see back into their base over here, you get shots over here, you get shots in all over the town with a bunch of different angles, up onto the hill, all over this field. It's just, basically you can shoot wherever the hell you want on the entire map. So, for defending, it is very, very stupid. It's that's what you call wargaming design. T-49 sniping the 4005. And he's getting absolutely destroyed. Lucky for us, he isn't in the balanced position, he's further back, so I get to hopefully farm some more damage, because I'm pretty sure all these guys are too slow to get there compared to me. So, I've got all the hit points in the world, I can just drive into them. Easy one into the 261. Yep. That snapshot though. Beautiful, and the high roll for 510 from 440. That's my RNG for like the next week gone. Quite a while ago this game, but whatever. 4005, obviously like a TD player, tunnel vision, doesn't know I exist, so I just drive into him and get the kill. Another high roll, 457. I'll take it. Now let's look and see if I can get one last shot and make this a 6k game, if I can shoot that 263. There he is. Keep going, look for it. Ah, ridge between us. Alright then, in that case let's push into him. So unfortunately the suicidal twins over there that have somehow managed to survive this, because luckily the enemy team were, well, just as skilled as they are, so they actually managed to win that fight somehow, and you can see they're pushing in along with the artillery that's halfway along the map for some reason. So I just snap a shot. It's definitely not going to pen, but, you know, I've already been very lucky this game, I can try my luck further, and that's the weak spot right there, just next to the gun mantlet. So looking for it, and of course, guns have magnets, so it went straight in. He's somehow unspotted at 200 meters. Try again, and of course, straight into his gun once again. And he's going to put one into me. I'm perfectly fine with him taking that extra bit of damage. I've got the hit points, I won't die, and that'll make his game a little bit better. Wonderful. There we go. Finished up. Didn't get my last shot of damage. Didn't make that 6k game, but I'll take that. Good enough for me. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.